In 1976, veteran jazz double bassist Barre Phillips released his second headlining album on ECM titled Mountainscapes, with a sound that ranged from impressionistic to futuristic. And from that album, the track Mountainscapes VIII. Kind of a bass line that hints at foreboding. Kind of real dark, spooky vibe, and lots of percussion just coming in and just steamrolling things. Okay, so far, Barre Phillips's bass is providing the mood, the darkness, the vibe, but the one who's really stealing the show so far is drummer Stu Martin. I need to pay more attention to this drummer. It sounds like two drummers at once. I'm hearing basically a D tonality. It's hard to tell. Because the only thing that's really kind of zeroing in on a key center is the bass, and yet it's so dark that it's hard to pick out. It's such a low octave. God, the way that Stu Martin is like putting in all those like kind of like snare solo like rolls just really fast, and then also doing that that metal that. Yeah, that crash metal. It's like dust being kicked up everywhere. God, between the two of them, there's just so much sound being generated. Just double bass and drums, like. And he's the only drummer credited on this too. It sounds like he's got 4 arms. Those light licks that you're hearing, light legato, that is John Abercrombie, who appears on this track, and this track alone on the album. I'm pretty sure John Abercrombie is going to be taking over pretty soon, but right now this is Stu Martin's show. Okay, we're hearing a bit of woodwind coming in. That is John Surman. John Surman, one of the doyens of the English jazz scene. Produced by Manfred Eicher, who I guess must receive some credit for the amazing separation and tonal clarity of instruments and bringing the drum sound to the fore in all of its glorious thunder and dust and wind and really some billowing there from John Surman from out of the dust and smog and it's like sonic debris and smoke, but it's glorious. Okay, now this is kind of like a two-man show between Surman and Martin, and Abercrombie is still being pretty restrained here. Now I guess it's Barre Phillips' turn to just go it alone. Or Surman's going to help him out a little bit. There was actually a bit of like dark, dirgy double bass at the beginning that I kind of snipped because, you know, I wanted to get more of the density. Now we actually have a figure, kind of more like an ostinato going. I'm trying to count it. I think it's a bar of 3 and a bar of 4. Okay, now the density's layering on, and some things are distracting me from the bass that are much more, let's just say, hard to resist. The way those accents that Stu Martin's putting in, that with the metal. Okay, this has become a real dazzling three-man show between Surman, Martin, and Phillips. I'm surprised Abercrombie allowed himself to be so buried. Oh well, it wasn't his album, I guess. I think Stu Martin is really the one who's pushing the other two to their limits here. God, that breezy crashing of the cymbals, it's like spray. I like how that bass finally, like, I don't know, like 2/3 of the way through the song, finally develops like a pattern, an actual. an interesting atmospheric freeform jazz piece by bassist Barre Phillips, where he spends the first two-thirds just kind of laying out sort of like a dark atmosphere, and then finally gets a bit more humble. So he shows kind of like two options for kind of like dark freeform double bass playing, and but ultimately it was dazzling showcase for drummer Stu Martin, and yeah, John Surman. I'm just looking at Stu Martin's credits now. He only had 4 years left to live when this was recorded. That is tragic because he is very talented. He has 129 credits according to Discogs, 98 of them instrument and performance. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out more of his work because I am really quite taken by his drumming, his ability to fill out, you know, just with not just like rhythm, but with decorative fills and just choice use of like metal, and to be like running what sounded like a two-hand snare roll and to also be just crash boom bang across the cymbals. And yeah, and John Surman also really rising to the fore on several occasions throughout this piece. Let's hear another track from the album. I guess every piece on the album is just there's 8 tracks in the album, Mountainscape numero 1 through 8. Let's hear another very different one, numero 6, Mountainscapes VI. Now, what did I say at the beginning? I said a sound on the album that ranges from impressionistic to futuristic. Yeah, the last track, impressionistic. Or like abstract, more like expressionism. Yeah. This, I would say, more kind of like space age, astral. Really stepping outside the bounds of an ECM release. Synthesizers on this album are credited to 3 people. Stu Martin, John Surman, and is the sole credit for Dieter Feichtner. Yeah, who also has a composition credit. It's the only instrument he's credited. So he's the first person I'm leaning on as far as this goes. Now that kind of droning, that sound, that sustain. I'm wondering. I guess that's Barre Phillips, only this time using a bow on his bass. God, that tinkling light, bright, glistening light of that synthesizer. If you know the make and model of that keyboard and the settings, yeah, leave a comment on that. Oh, that change in key is quite, yeah. Finally, suddenly when it changes key, suddenly it like pricks up your ears like that. It takes it to a new level. I'm kind of I'm a little bit reminded, I guess, of some of the passages that Helden were doing around that time, like on, I think, Helden 4. Yeah, that album has like a reoccurring, kind of like a leitmotif for something that appears throughout the album that's kind of like this. also kind of a little bit reminded of Crystal Lake by Klaus Schulze. Just maybe some of the tone, some of that bright, light, glistening tone. Not necessarily the piece overall. It may not matter, but I'm hearing an A tonality, but this isn't really about tone so much. This is about sound color. What does this conjure up in your head? Is it like passing through stars? Is it like space travel? Or is it like glistening light, glistening sun on, glistening setting, water, setting sun glistening on water? I think I choose the latter. Yeah, I like the contrast that bowed bass is providing, just kind of shards of darkness. I'm hearing a little bit of chirping or droplets or something. I think I'm hearing little bird sounds. Okay, this would be like a lake, like a crystal lake by the mountain side. But if so, what would that bow sound represent? Like the thread of something, say like glaciers. When the snow breaks and falls. Ivory white snow, maybe some of the creatures that inhabit that type of environment. That was Barre Phillips with the Mountainscapes VII. Yes, numero 7. Did I say 6? I think I said 6 at the beginning. No, that's numero 7. A V and 2 I's, yeah. And the one before that was numero 8, a V and 3 I's. Yes, both off of his 1976 album, Mountainscapes. Yeah, the last two songs on the album, on side 2. And I guess that track primarily just featured. I guess I heard two synthesizers. I guess we heard that tinkling light main line that was throughout it, and then some droplets or some, creature sounds like kind of chiming in just ever so lightly. So maybe 2 of the 3 people credited with synthesizer had a hand in that piece. Plus Barre Phillips bowing his double bass. And before that, we heard quite a few more people. Yeah, we heard a pretty thick free jazz arrangement there. Yes, Barre Phillips, enigmatic talent who was quite prolific in his time, and I guess as a headlining artist, I guess he became a little bit more prolific as an album headliner after this. Yeah. Anyway, For more rubies and sapphires from Barre Phillips's Mountainscapes album, see the directory of albums from 1976, linked in the description below, for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of rubies and many thousands of purples as well from this action-packed year of musical energy across all corners of the musical spectrum from around the world. Currently over 1,740 titles strong. In other words, 1,741 titles. Yes. Like and subscribe and follow me on social media, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the layers, the instrumentation, the interplay, and just glorious sonic debris that we just heard in the first track, and the tinkling lights and atmosphere we heard in the second one. And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most ear-traveled trimaximalist, signing off.